It's the Battle of the Bluefields at Bluefield. The Rams play host to the Big Blues here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hello, everybody. Welcome into Bluefield in Bluefield, Virginia. My name is Bailey Engel, and we're happy to have you here for some Sunday baseball action. Rams going with Alex Perkins on the mound right now, the freshman from Christiansburg, Virginia, going up against the crosstown rival from West Virginia, Bluefield State. Drew D'Angelo bats first and plays at shortstop. Peyton Durham, the second baseman, or rather the first baseman, batting second. Tanner Brandon, the right fielder, will bat third. Kevin Moxie, the DH, batting fourth. Cole Blocker, the third baseman, batting fifth. Tanner Ray batting out on the sixth side, and then playing in left field, Taylor Tibbs, the second baseman, batting seventh. William O'Hara, the catcher, batting eighth, and then Logan Riston will close out the lineup. At third, it's Espinal at short. Bailey Castro at second base, fresh off a first-team All-AAC selection, Jose Perez. Righty to righty, first pitch. Breaking ball, notched in on the outside corner. We are underway 4 minutes early. Count at 0-1. Perkins coming into this game with a lot of experience in his freshman year. As the second pitch is a fastball whipped on the outside corner, quickly 0-2. Out in left field, Josh McGee. In center, second team All-ACC, or AAC, excuse me, Jordan Ackerman. And in right field, the freshman Nick Meadows, 0-2. And a waste pitched outside. Jackson completing the battery with Alex Perkins. 1-2. Swung on, hit hard on the ground, dribbling through the middle. There's a base hit for D'Angelo. So a hard hit to start the game, and now Peyton Durham will step up to the plate. Righty to lefty matchup. Here's Durham. Good day here at Bluefield now that the rain has really subsided. Got clouds rolling in right to left. Kicking the pitch. Now working from the stretch, the curveball hits the outside corner. Quickly 0-1. So the Rams trying to find a win, did not make it to the AAC tournament. That was decided yesterday. 0-1, swung on, slapped down the left field line and dribbling foul. Point ended up getting the win in the AAC tournament against Tennessee Wesleyan. That was decided in 16 innings. That was in Kingsport, Tennessee. Big Blues baseball coached by Jeff Hunter in his 32nd season at the helm. Pitch. Just a bit outside. There's ball one. So there's still no score. Runner at first, no outs. Looking over his shoulder, a small lead for D'Angelo. And a fastball flares high. Rams looking for a win against Bluefield State with some momentum trying to move into the NCCAA Mid-East Regional to be played in Hiwassee. It's got to be kind of tough for Bluefield not to make the AAC tournament after such a great start to the year. 2-2. Swung on, smacked right back foul. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs, runner at first. Rams coached by Mike White in his 11th season at the helm of Bluefield baseball. And win a Christian College World Series championship a decade ago, or nearly that, back in 2009. 2-2. Popped up. Right field, Meadows tracking back, drifting on him, and he'll make the catch. Retreating back to first base, here's D'Angelo. Couldn't find that one in the gray sky, but Nick Meadows, luckily for Bluefield, was able to track it all the way back. So the Big Blues have their first out of the ball game, and that'll bring up Tanner Brandon, the right fielder. Rams coming into this game with a 23-21 overall record and finished, unfortunately, on the season with an 8-18 conference record. Pitch swung on and slapped out to center field. Ackerman able to track it down and makes the catch as he glides near McGee. There's 2 outs. D'Angelo goes right back to first. Still no score. Runner at first. 2 outs, top of the first. Here comes Kevin Moxie. Rams had a tough go of it against Union College. Started out that series with an 11-1 loss to the Bulldogs. Pitch, fastball high. Count 1-0. And then in game 2 actually even it up with a 6-4 win. But then coming back that Saturday looking for the series win, the Rams fell by 17 runs, 21-4. As Moxie drifts another foul ball right back to the screen, evens the count at 1-1. So the count at 1-1 with 2 outs. And unfortunately for Bluefield, that just edged them right out of the conference tournament. From the belt, Perkins looking in, the pitch. And time is called before that. Big Blues into this game at 17-19. Pitch, just a bit low. Had a couple of games yesterday at Central Penn. And lost on Tuesday to Concord. That was 9-6. Runner at first and 2 gone, 2-1 deal. Fastball grooving low. Here's ball 3, count at 3-1. Bluefield State really playing all around the West Virginia area. Had a couple of games at Honeycutt, played some at Pikeview. Now here at Bowen, 3-1. Fastball low, there's ball 4. So now with 2 runners aboard, Bluefield State operating on a senior day type atmosphere. We saw a few fans make the trip out. Here comes Cole Blocker. Pitch. Oh, Blocker flicking his front foot, but doesn't swing on that. A fastball low. Blocker on the year hitting pretty well for the Big Blues at .345. 1-0. Right down Broadway. Count at 1-1. Sun's starting to poke its way back out. It's around 60 degrees. If you go about an hour towards the Virginia side, near where Virginia Tech is, it's about 15 degrees warmer. Oh, Perkins looking around in the blue cap, kick in the pitch. Fastball, throw out on first base. Not in time. Austin Browning playing at first for Bluefield College. His first start back in the friendly confines of Bowen Field in nearly a couple of months. Meanwhile, that is a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody has scored yet. We're in the top of the first with 2 men on. Perkins steals. Popped up and will go right over the backstop. Already the 5th batter of the inning. Perkins, the freshman, with a 5.02 ERA, ready to go. Here's the pitch. That's poked foul, right side. Browning will try to chase it, and it goes out of play. So with the Rams having Austin Browning back at first, that puts Oscar Torres in the dugout as a designated hitter option for Bluefield. Browning after that injury, right back into the swing of things. Jackson staying as the catcher, though. Fires the 1-2. Fastball just a bit outside. There's ball 2 as the sun hides behind clouds again. 335 on the corners, about 400 feet dead center here at Bowen Field, also home of the Bluefield Blue Jays, Appalachian League affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays. Set to start their season in just about a month. Looking around, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Climbing the ladder on a high fastball, and Perkins works out of the jam. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Rams coming to bat when we come back against Tanner Muovich here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bailey Castro will lead it off against the right-hander with the hair behind his navy blue cap, Tanner Muovich. Castro, the junior from San Diego, long kick and a deal, fastball low and away. Castro has been the leadoff man for the entire season. Mike White really hasn't mixed up that lineup too much. 1-0. Check swing on a breaking ball low. He held off. Quickly up 2-0. Castro hitting .342 on the season. 1 homer, 16 RBIs. He swings and grounds that one through the left side and through that 5-6 hole, and Castro is on with a base hit. Now that'll bring up Jose Perez, first team All-AAC selection. For most of the year, Jose Perez actually led the NAIA in batting average as well as hits per game. Kind of dropped off there at the end of the season. Now showing bunt, pulls back. That pitch is notched in for a strike anyway. Perez coming into this game, .446 average, no homers, and 31 RBIs. At 31 RBIs, near the team lead as he chops that one on the left side through for a base hit. Here comes Castro trucking to third, caught up in his tracks as the throw in will keep the shortstop over at second base. Looked like he slipped in that wet dirt. We've gotten a little bit of rain throughout the day, and he goes right back. So a couple of singles for Bluefield. Castro at second and Jose Perez at first. Here comes the home run king of the Rams, Joshua McGee. McGee taking a heavy cut in that blue jersey with the white pants. Bluefield State with the gray jerseys and the navy blue caps that has a B on the front panel. And the first pitch, a hefty swing and a miss for Josh McGee. Well, the year for McGee, the senior from Louisiana. .282 average, but that's with 14 homers and 54 RBIs. 0-1. Knocked in on the outside corner, and McGee is quickly down 0-2. Garrett Chilling, the base coach over at first base. No balls, 2 strikes. McGee watches it go outside again. 2 men on, no score still. Well, now the sun poking out again. Movich working fast. 1-2. Swung on and bounced sky high right in front of home plate and then rolling foul on the left side. Over Josh McGee trying to send one on a ride against what is a decent rivalry here in the two Virginias. 1-2. Off speed and just laid off by McGee just a bit outside. Big lead for Castro as that pitch is swung on and dribbled back foul right behind the catcher O'Hara. Rams trying to get on early, no outs. Movich trying to work through it as the wind starts to blow through his right sleeve. Learned to blow out for Josh McGee. That could certainly help him. 2-2. Just a bit inside as McGee turns, ball 3. So a full count, Castro and Perez on with a couple of base knocks into left. Payoff. Outside, ball 4. Rams have already loaded up the bases in the bottom of the first inning. Perez over to second, Castro to third. Bases loaded for Austin Browning. He's got a couple of grand slams on the year. One of the sluggers for the Rams, 241 average, 5 homers and 25 RBIs. Hit a grand slam against Milligan. That was a conference game. And unfortunately for Bluefield, not making it to that conference tournament, but still playing for a chance of the Christian College World Series as Browning whiffs on a fastball high. No outs, bases loaded, 0-0 the score. Rams with a couple of hits. 0-1. Fastball flaring outside again. Castro beckoning forth at third base. Well, it is nice between these two teams to play and bring some fans to have a lot of noise out here at Bowen Field, as you can hear. Got boosted 2-1 as the pitch flies outside. Two balls, 1 strike. Offer. Swung on and cracked up the middle, dribbling off D'Angelo, picked up by Tibbs, throw to first in time. What an unfortunate double play that Austin Browning hits into. He destroyed the ball on the ground. It hopped off the chest of D'Angelo. It was picked up by Tibbs right at second base. He fired it to first, and they're going to call him safe now at first base. So Browning will get an RBI as Castro goes home. They're going to make sure they have this right. Either way, it's going to be 1-0. The question is, how many outs are there? And they're going to call Browning safe. So there's RBI number 26. Of course, if he hits into a double play and a run comes home, he will be accredited for an RBI. But just 1 out, fielder's choice. Browning brings in a run. And McGee is out. Here comes Jordan Jackson. Swung on and tapped towards short, through for a base hit in the left field. Perez will trot home on his way to third. Austin Browning, he's going to get there as that throw dribbles in. And Jordan Jackson is on with a base hit. So it'll be an RBI single for Jordan Jackson, already 2-0. Meanwhile, only with 1 out. Rams aren't putting a lot of loft on the ball as Caleb Wood checks in for the catcher to run. And already we are seeing a mound visit for Movich. And for Muvic, he will stay in as the sun comes out. 2-0. As we're trying to get the scoreboard together here. Jordan Jackson with an RBI single, Browning over to third base. O'Hara's going to talk it over with his right-handed pitcher for just a second, as now stepping to the plate, it'll be Oscar Torres. Pitch. Milovic fires a fastball inside. The senior. Pitch. Oh, just dribbled foul down the third baseline. Caleb Wood on at second. Guy coming from New Mexico for the Rams. Really throughout the year has been the go-to runner for Jordan Jackson. Only one out, the pitch. Hang on, it cracked into left field, a base hit for Torres. Browning will score. Wood getting the green light. There's a 2-run single for Bluefield, courtesy of Oscar Torres, the DH. Rams are having their way here in the bottom of the first. 4-0 they lead. Comes Jordan Ackerman. He was named the team's most valuable player at the Rammies last week as the lefty lifts it foul over the backstop out of play. A guy that hit under 200 just 2 years ago, had to miss last year because of injury at that redshirt season, and now in his senior year has really gotten it done for Bluefield. 0-1. Fastball outside. And then loves the game maybe more than anybody else on the team. Has worked his way into a .404 average. 5 homers, 38 RBIs. Pitch. Swung on and just dribbled over towards second. Bobbled there by Tibbs. And that E4 will allow Ackerman to score and the inning to continue. So Torres bringing in a couple of runs. He looked like he kind of manufactured that play there by jumping in front of the ball, throwing Tibbs a bit off of his game, and the second baseman wasn't ready for it. Now moving over to second, Ackerman on with an E4. And all this being done, ladies and gentlemen, with just one out. Here comes Espinal, who drills it out towards right center field. On the chase, Reston gallops in towards the ball and he'll make the catch. Whipping the ball in as Torres will easily tag up. So it's reductive second out. Ackerman back to first base. Espinal wasting no time. Bluefield just swinging everything that Muovic is throwing at them. Score is 4-0. And here comes the freshman Nick Meadows. Meadows with that spread out right-handed stance. 2 runners on, the shade back in effect as Meadows pops it up back foul. Will hit the backstop. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 4-0 the score. Meadows hitting .245, 2 homers, 19 RBIs. Ball goes inside, a ball and a strike with 2 outs. Rams have to look at who they're going to play in that Mid-East Regional. Hiwassee, a team that came to Bowen Field and swept the Rams. 1-1. A change-up just going inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that was, unfortunately, a turning point in the last end of the season for Bluefield. When Hiwassee came in here, kind of set the tone for the Rams' struggles as Meadows bounces one right behind the catcher to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 4-0 the score. Runners on the corners. Righty to righty. Muovic working with 2 outs. He deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's it for the first inning. Rams able to score 4 runs that time on 4 hits and 1 error with 2 men left on base. Rams looking good headed to the second inning at Bowen Field. Alex Perkins was able to work through a jam in the top of the first, and the Rams were able to put 4 runs behind him in the bottom. 4-0 Rams, and here's the first pitch of the second inning. Tanner Ray, the left fielder, takes one inside. Well, that sun coming in and out. 1-0. Ray pops it up sky high, right center field. Perez tracking it back. Ackerman shielding his eyes, and he'll make the catch. So a quick one out. Tanner Ray retired. Looking for bragging rights in the 2 Virginias. Here comes Taylor Tibbs. Freshman second baseman. .259 average on the year. No homers and 4 RBIs, batting right-handed against Perkins. Didn't get to mention it there in the first inning, but coming into this game, Alex Perkins with a 5.02 ERA, 2-7 win-loss record, 52 innings pitched for the right-handed pitcher from Christiansburg. 65 hits, 45 runs. First pitch to Tibbs right down Broadway. 29 of them earned, 19 walks, and 47 strikeouts. Mike White has put his freshman pitchers into a challenging position. 1-0, high and inside, 2 balls, no strikes. And not challenging in a bad way. Some of his young guys right out of high school have been the primary starters. Guys like Alex Perkins as well as Jackson Keene. Pitch goes outside. 3 balls, no strikes. You got a guy coming out of the bullpen like Tyler Conklin, the tall right-handed reliever for Bluefield. All of those guys just first-year players in NAIA. Quickly 3-0 with 1 out. Pitch. Tibbs gets the green light on the 3-0 and just swipes it foul on top of the batting facility. 3 balls, 1 strike. Count it 3-1, 1 out. Nobody on. Perkins looking out of that mahogany glove, deals. Fastball a bit outside. And now the count's at 3-1. Nope, the umpire says it's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff. Pop back foul and hitting the post hard. Well, there's a group of fans here I think have made a squawking noise every time contact has been made. And to be honest, that is kind of refreshing just to have some sort of noise. Second payoff, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Alex Perkins, and the first 2 gone in the top of the second. Well, a big ominous cloud covering up the sun again. Here comes William O'Hara, the catcher. Righty to righty, Perkins fires. Fastball goes low and away. O'Hara not wearing batting gloves. Senior has 12 RBIs with his 2 long balls of the season. 7 doubles, 1-0. Softly rolled over towards second, should be the 3rd out. Gobbled up by Perez, who sidearms to first in time. 3 up, 3 down go the Big Blues in the top of the second inning. It's already 4-0 in favor of the Rams. Back to the top of the lineup for Bluefield, already leading 4-0 going into the bottom of the second inning. Bailey Castro against Tanner Muovich. 4 runs back in the bottom of the first inning. Righty to righty, Castro 1 for 1 with a run scored. The pitch. The curveball drops low. Counted 1-0. So Bluefield State in West Virginia, the 1-0. Chopped foul left side, and the count evens at 1-1. Those of you who don't know, Bluefield College, the private Christian institution, is on the Virginia side. Just about 50 feet away from the borderline, though, the 1-1. Across those Bluefield letters, strike 2. Well, Bluefield State is well into Bluefield, West Virginia. Kick in the 1-2. Castro whiffs, strike 3. Second strikeout in a row for Muovich, and there's one gone with a 4-0 lead for the Rams. Perez will return to the dish for Bluefield. 1 for 1, he scored a run. Bluefield State, known as a technical college, and historically African-American university, right down the middle, or rather just a bit outside, count at 1-0. Big swing and a miss. Some of this off-speed stuff is starting to work for Muovich. Count evens out a ball and a strike as Perez actually took his head out of that one. Kick in the 1-1. Hard hit ball in a right center field, a base hit for Jose Perez. Doubled up by Reston, and he's 2 for 2. So a high fastball there for Jose Perez, able to send it on a ride. Josh McGee got on with a walk his last time. A good plate appearance for the left fielder for Bluefield. Bringing that pitch count up for Tanner Murovich, playing in his senior day. First pitch. McGee grounds it over towards second base and past the dive of Tibbs. Another base hit for Bluefield. Jose Perez diving safely into third unnecessarily. The throw wasn't even there. Now Perez is all the way on to the corner. Josh McGee on with his first single of the day. Meanwhile, for the Rams, that's hit number 6. Austin Browning grounded into that fielder's choice that brought in a run last time. He also came around to score as he swings and grounds it right back up the middle again. Muovich bats it down and underhands it right over to first. Run scores for Bluefield, though, so Austin Browning now has 2 RBIs, but there is a 1-3 put out in the books. Meanwhile, McGee moves over to second. Jose Perez scores, and it's 5-0 Rams. Just in the bottom of the second, 2 outs. Jordan Jackson returns to home plate. First pitch. Jackson watches the fastball go low. Shade once again in effect. Of course, that is the weather shade, not how they're playing the shift here. 1-0. Jackson jumps out. Doesn't swing. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. 5-0 Rams. Good start for Bluefield. You have to wonder how deep the bullpen's going to be for Bluefield State today. 2-0. Just a bit outside. And the Big Blues are not scheduled to play any more games. This could be their season finale for the Big Blues. Rams still have something to play for. 3-0. Jackson had the green light and missed. Strike 1. Well, he's starting to see that wind blow out towards left field. Maybe that could help the catcher try to find a homer. 5-0 Rams. Count at 3-1. Runner at second. Pitch. Jackson smacks it down on the ground hard but foul, bouncing into the glove of blocker. It was about 5 feet to the left of the bag. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Payoff. Jackson flares it down the right field. Line is foul. Well, once again for Bluefield, finding a situation where they jump on early. Milovic looking at McGee at second base. Payoff. McGee goes as that one is bounced over towards short. D'Angelo lets it go through him, and another run scores for Bluefield. Blocker and D'Angelo couldn't decide who was going to get that ball, and it looked like it was tailor-made for the shortstop rather than Blocker, the third baseman. But either way, there's another error, and the Rams have scored another run. It is 6-0. Well, here comes Oscar Torres. Torres fouls it away. Strike one. Last time Torres was up, he brought in 2 runs on a single. 0-1. Another grounder. Backhanded field by D'Angelo. Whipped to first in time, and the inning is over. Rams able to score a couple of runs, though, on 2 hits and 1 error and leave 1 man on base. 6-0 Bluefield over Bluefield State. Logan Riston will lead it off in the 3rd inning. Big Blues down 6-0, and a new pitcher on the mound for Bluefield. Peyton Tennant, right fielder, or the left-handed pitcher, rather, from Georgia, going up against the 9-1-2. Logan Riston, D'Angelo, and Durham. Pitch. Center fielder watches it go low and in. Not a tall frame for Peyton Tennant. Goes to 10.17 ERA. 1-0. Popped up right behind home plate and out of here. So Perkins pitches 2 scoreless and has 2 strikeouts. Gave up just 1 hit. Mike White going to showcase that entire bullpen today, especially if the Rams are able to put on the runs. Kick and the 1-1. Hard Fly ball to center field, tracking back Ackerman, and he makes the catch right in front of the warning track. So Riston just didn't get enough of it. And flipped the lineup card over right back to Drew D'Angelo. Led off the game with a single. Good amount of fans here on both sides of the border. Bluefield College on the Virginia side, Bluefield State from West Virginia. And it starts the motion and pitches. Check swing on a changeup. The appeal to first base. He went around. We're at the top of the third, 6-0 Bluefield over Bluefield State. Got an 0-1, Tennant trying to work through it. Steps and fires just a bit inside. So to go with that 10-1-7 ERA, 25 2/3, 35 hits, 37 runs, 29 earned, 22 walks with only 20 strikeouts. Kind of trying to find command as he pitches again, low and in. Two balls, one strike, one out. Here's the pitch. Now the shortstop. Huge cut and a miss, strike two. D'Angelo left at second. It looked like it was going to be a tough day for Alex Perkins after he gave up a single to D'Angelo and then walked Kevin Moxey later on. But Perkins then able to work four straight out, 2-2. Little chopper towards the middle. Castro easily fields. Rockets to first in time, 2 away. Score stays at 6-0, 2 outs. Now to the two-hitter Peyton Durham, who flew out to Nick Meadows all the way to the warning track his last time. Battle of the Bluefields here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. We're happy to have you. These two teams that don't play in the same really affiliation. Bluefield State NCAA Division II. First pitch, the lefty watches it bounce outside. And the Rams, of course, in NAIA. Peyton Durham, by the way, from Conover, North Carolina, the junior, standing in at 6'1". 1-0. Another well-hit dribbler, diving play. Castro gets to his legs and can't throw it to first. Good job there by Bailey Castro, laying out, and there's the first base hit for Bluefield State off of Peyton Tennant. Castro has done a great job there in the middle of the infield. It's unfortunate for Bluefield that they won't have Castro and Perez back for another year, because it looked like right in the middle of the season their chemistry started to build, both offensively and defensively. Now with the runner at first, here's Tanner Brandon. Been inside and low near the ankles, ball one. One ball, no strikes. Another grounder towards short. Castro will throw it across to first instead, and now the side retired. Durham left on base for Bluefield State, and we go to the bottom of the third. Rams on top of the Big Blues, 6-0 at Bowen. Jordan Ackerman steps up to the plate, bottom of the third, and the lefty watches it go outside and low. 6-0 Rams. Mujovic, the righty, still on the mound for Bluefield State. Ackerman 0 for 1, reached on an error by the second baseman Tibbs. Goes outside and low. Ackerman wearing the eye black again, not dealing with that much sun today. Periodically coming in and out on the first base side. Mujovic with the locks behind him, operates and pitches. Swung on and hit right into the glove with a jumping D'Angelo. The leaping grab, and now Ackerman's 0 for 2. Rams already with 6 hits as opposed to 2 for Bluefield State. We're in the bottom of the third. Second straight inning where Mujovic has been able to get the leadoff man out. That will send Marcus Espinal to the plate for his return. Pitch. Right down the middle, strike one. Last time Espinal was up, he served it out to center field on a deep fly ball, but it was gobbled up by Reston. 0-1. Chopper towards short. D'Angelo plays it back. He's been busy today. Laser beams to first in time. 2 outs. Here comes Nick Meadows. Mujovic trying to work through what could possibly be his first 1-2-3 inning. Jeff Hunter's got to be pleased about what he's seeing here. Bluefield is starting to swing away. Pitch. Meadows watches it drop low. 1 ball, no strikes. See if Meadows can get in on the hitting party. 1-0. Spit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Rams scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first, followed by 2 in the bottom of the second. Just playing 1 game today. Pitch. Once again, just pushed away. Counted 2-1. Offers up. The grounder off the bounce, and that's a tough one for D'Angelo. Went down to a knee, and the hop went right off of his black glove. So the decision in the press box is a base hit for Nick Meadows, rather than it being the second error on D'Angelo. Meadows with a big lead, and that'll send Bluefield back to the top of the lineup with Bailey Castro. And the shortstop lets it go outside. Really, the Rams have been early on the pitches from the right-handed pitcher Mujovic. So in effect, the shortstop has been so busy. 1-0. A high fly ball, or a high fastball rather. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs, 6-0. Deal. And Castro well behind and actually stumbled after that swing. Counted 2-1 with 2 outs. Already a runner at first. Big lead for the freshman Meadows. Mujovic, the senior, deals. Fisted down the third baseline, picked up by blocker. Whips a throw to first in time, and the Rams, for the first time, are held scoreless in an inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and Meadows left at first base. 3 innings in the books at Bowen Field. Bluefield College on top of Bluefield State College, 6-0. Kayvon Moxie will lead it off, a fastball inside. And a new pitcher in for Bluefield. It's Caleb Newman. After Peyton Tennant only goes 1 inning and gives up a base hit. So the 4-5-6 due up for the Big Blues as that one is served on a grounder straight to Jose Perez at second. Another sidearm throw to first in time. So the Bahamas native goes right back into the dugout, and here comes Cole Blocker. He struck out swinging to Perkins. Bluefield has already shown 3 pitchers today. And Caleb Newman getting some reps on the mound now. First pitch to the righty. Popped up, first base side foul. Browning chasing towards, out of play. Well, Newman on the year, coming from Oregon, an 8.47 ERA, 5-4 win-loss record, 51 innings pitched, 0-1. Another grounder towards second. Perez able to snag it, throw to first once again, 2 outs. 83 hits, 58 runs, 48 of them earned, 17 walks, and 39 strikeouts. So a couple of Oregon guys for Bluefield. Jordan Ackerman being the other out in center. 2 outs, 6-0 Rams lead. We're in the top of the 4th now. Now Tanner Ray. Ray limbo's out of that fastball. And the short left fielder is up in a 1-0 count. Rams with the blue jerseys that say Bluefield across the front in white, 1-0. Ray, another grounder, this time on the left. Castro charging, and it goes off of his chest for an error. Well, that'll be an E6. Ray on with an error there, first error of the game for Bluefield, and that will bring up Taylor Tibbs. Nobody's really getting any loft on anything today. Most of the plays are being made in the infield. Well, the freshman Tibbs trying to knock in a runner. 6-0 Rams. Already in the top of the 4th inning. Newman fires. Fastball low and in. And a 1-ball, no strikes. Nice to hear the laughs out in the ballpark. 1-0. Well hit. Left center field. Tibbs bounces that one to the warning track. Picked up by McGee. He'll relay it in, and the runner stays at third base. A double for Taylor Tibbs. So any of the runs scored in this setting will be unearned due to that error from Bailey Castro. But a great hit that time by Taylor Tibbs. A high fastball. Here comes William O'Hara. Still no score. 2 runners in scoring position. The out still at first base. Still could be a force. The only one for Bluefield. The pitch. And the catcher strides into it but watches it low. With all that noise, kind of reminds you what a minor league game is like here. Bluefield Blue Jays starting up their season next month. 1-0. Once again, he buries that pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Two runners in scoring position. O'Hara grounded out to second his last time. 2-0. Watched again and still called a strike in the outside corner. Count is at 2-1. Well, Bluefield State trying to find some sort of momentum after that error from Bailey Castro. Truman trying to work through it. He deals. Right on the inside corner. That pitch with a little bit of movement on it. O'Hara turned into it. And instead he's now in an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Two. Just a bit outside. Jackson thought he had run him up there.
Full count to O'Hara. Looking out of that brown glove. O'Hara trying to get some payoff. Just a bit outside. Ball for the bases loaded. No damage done as it's getting the bat not change the lead. 6-0 Rams lead. Logan returns to home plate. Now a courtesy runner checking in. And Robert Moore, freshman from Salem, Virginia, step in. O'Hara the catcher. Roar not playing far from his hometown. About an hour and a half up the road. Pitch. Driven right to Jose Perez. And the inning is going to continue in the bottom of the fourth. Still no score for Bluefield State. Rams leading 6-0. Logan arrested to smack that one straight to Jose Perez. And the Big Blues leave the bases loaded.
Jose Perez to lead it off for Bluefield as he dribbles it down the first baseline, foul. Rams leading 6-0, bottom of the fourth, and a new pitcher in. It's Austin Stamball. Left-handed pitcher from Huntington, West Virginia, just a freshman standing in at 5'11". Perez already 2 for 2 with a pair of runs scored. Offensive MVP for Bluefield. 2, 3, 4 up due for the Rams. Perez, McGee, and Browning. Next pitch grooved just a bit outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stamball wasting no time, and Perez nicks it back foul. Over Bluefield finding out what their next move is, likely to be playing in a Mid-East regional that will contain Hiwassee. So have to watch out for Johnson University. 1-2. Dribbled on the right side, picked there by Durham. Underhand Stamball, who beats Perez to the bag. So a 3-1 put out, 1 out. And Josh McGee will try to find his second hit of the day. A single in the second, and he also came around to score. He's 1 for 1 after being walked in the first inning. So for guys like Jose Perez, Jordan Ackerman, Josh McGee, all playing in their guaranteed last game at Bowen Field as McGee hits it hard foul down the third baseline. No balls, one strike. Had their senior day against Reinhardt, but well, this game just brought up right here at the end of the week. Stand ball deals. Lefty flares a fastball high. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. Another popper down the third baseline foul. The stand ball taking some time. McGee trying to send one on a ride. 14 homers on the year. 1-2. Make a pitch outside and low. Two. Once again outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. McGee is confident. Did not even move the bat that time. Didn't think about swinging. Pitch. Bounce foul right in towards the Bluefield State dugout. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stand ball with a 7.63 ERA. 48 in the third innings pitched, 58 hits, 50 runs, 41 of them earned, 19 walks, 28 strikeouts. 5.29 strikeouts per 9 innings. Giving up 8 homers on the year, so you have to see McGee can make it 9. Payoff. Swing and a miss. High fastball, and there's the first strikeout for Stanball. Austin Browning with 2 outs, nobody on. Rams leading 6-0, bottom 4. Already today with a pair of RBIs. Pitch, fastball high. Browning being 0 for 2 today. Hit into a fielder's choice that brought in a run. That was nearly a double play. And also hit it hard on the ground right back to Muovich's last time. 1-0. Fly ball to center field. Chasing back will be rested, and he makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down go the Rams. 6-0 though, Bluefield College leads. Bluefield State trying to find some runs when we come back. Top of the 5th coming up on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Caleb Newman on the mound again going into the 5th inning. Rams leading 6-0, scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the first, followed by 2 more in the bottom of the second. Top of the lineup for the Big Blues, it's Drew D'Angelo. The shortstop bounces it left side, fielded by Espinal. Low throw to first, but scooped confidently by Austin Browning. So D'Angelo falls to 1 for 3. Here comes Peyton Durham. Durham singled his last time up. That was off of Peyton Tennant, who only worked 1 inning. Bases loaded back in the top of the 4th, and Newman was able to force Riston to line out to Jose Perez. On the first pitch, a lefty, soft roller over towards first, bobbled by Browning. There's another error, E3. A bit of a chopper. Browning played it up towards his jaw, hit off the palm of his glove, and fell out. So another error. Second one of the day for the Rams, both teams with 2. Here comes Tanner Brandon. 1 out, a runner at first. Rams middle infielders playing for the double play. Just nubbed off the end of the bat, strike 1. Nobody's been getting any lift today, that's for sure, except for that double we saw from Taylor Tibbs in the top of the 4th. That was well hit. Other than that, a bunch of ground balls from Bluefield, a team with a lot of pop. Newman nods, fires. Fastball high and in. You can tell that Caleb Newman works a little bit more confidently when he is not working from the stretch, not worrying about runners to deal with. After that error from Bailey Castro, Bluefield State knocked on the door. 1-1, chopper towards third again and foul. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Newman relaxes, checking on the runner at first. The pitch, swing and a miss, and a pitch in the dirt, and that base is occupied with 1 out, so there is a strikeout. No need for Brandon to run. First strikeout for Caleb Newman, 2 outs. Here comes Kayvon Moxie. Moxie coming from Nassau, Bahamas. Not really getting any sort of Caribbean weather today. A lot of clouds still rolling overhead. The pitch, Moxie lifts it down the left field line, and McGee will trot into it for the confident out number 3. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. Headed towards the bottom of the 5th. Rams lead 6-0. Welcome back to Bowen Field, everybody. Rams still enjoying their 6-0 lead. Standball on the mound for another inning of work for the Big Blues as Jackson fouls it off of his body. He's going to have to walk that one off. That stung a little bit. Rams scored 4 runs back in the first inning, followed by 2 in the bottom of the second. Since then, a couple of scoreless innings worked by Standball. Or rather, just 1 for Standball. And the first one, Milovic was able to do that in the third. Jackson's reached twice today, though. One by a single and another by an error. He's 1 for 2. 0-1. Change up. Drops in on the outside corner. Count it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Offer. Popped up and out of play right behind home plate. It'll be Jackson, Torres, and Ackerman. So Jordan Jackson playing in his last game at Bowen Field. Rams likely to go on the road in the NCCAA Mid-East Regional as Jackson pops it up sky high again, right side out of play. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Pitch. Popped up again, right behind home plate. All 2 strikes, nobody on, no outs. Stand ball with a pitch. Hooked up once again. Jackson fighting through this at bat. Well, Jackson doesn't have the most pop of anybody on the Rams team, but he has a lot of speed to go with it. A few triples for a guy that just kind of leg him out. The stand ball steps off. One, 2. High fly ball, deep right center field, going back, rested, and that is out of here. Home run for Jordan Jackson, and the solo shot puts Bluefield up 7-0 in the bottom of the 5th. And for Jackson, that's home run number 7 on the year. And a no-doubter at that, met at home by Oscar Torres. Lead-off home run, Rams back on the scoreboard for the first time since the bottom of the 2nd. Here's Torres. Torres already with a few RBIs today. Fastball goes outside. So Jackson now with 2 RBIs. He had an RBI single back in the first inning. Delayed kick, 1-0. And that ball hit Torres right in the right ankle. He's going to go over to first base as the sun's poking out once again. 7-0 Rams lead. Happy to have you here on the Rams Digital Sports Network, though. Bluefield just scoring on a solo shot homer by Jordan Jackson. Here comes the other Jordan in the lineup, Jordan Ackerman. Ackerman 0 for 2. No outs, runner at first. Pitch. Lefty watches go high and outside. On the outside corner. Ball and a strike with no outs. Stand ball. Looked confident now that home run has got him a bit rattled. Hit a pitcher or hit a player. Now down at a 2-1 count. Rams have some arms warming up to the bullpen right now. Pitch. The 2-1 is slapped on the left side, caught by Blocker. Throw to first in time, a double play. Everybody from Bluefield State thought that was out number 3, but it wasn't, so they're going to go right back. Good double play there as Blocker was able to make the catch and throw to first base. Torres caught way off the bag. And Ackerman, for the 2nd straight time, is robbed of a base hit by a catch on the left side of the infield. First pitch to Espinal, a bit low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Rams with 8 hits today, Ackerman not one of them, and that is just something you don't expect, especially how well of a season Ackerman's having. 1-0. Line drive, that time it's a base hit in the left field. Espinal able to fly through that pitch, and with no wind, doesn't get much help as now he's on with his first single of the ball game. Here comes Nick Meadows. He got on with a base hit last time. For everybody watching in on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 2 outs, 7-0 Rams lead. The bottom of the fifth, the freshman trying to keep things going. Bailey Castro on deck. Pitch. Bounder on the third base side and foul. That was the 9th hit of the day for Bluefield for Marcus Espinal. Stand ball bending over, checks the runner. Pitches. Chopper, third base side and foul past the dive of Blocker. Well, Blocker was trying to make sure that ball didn't go to the outfield, and it was never inside the boundary anyway. No balls, 2 strikes as a member of the bullpen gives Mike White the game ball. The 0-2. Slap towards short and caught on a line by D'Angelo. Rams score a run though, thanks to the 7th home run of the season by Jordan Jackson. And it's 7-0 Bluefield. 5 innings in the books at Bowen Field. And we are set to resume the crosstown rivalry right after this. Cole Blocker to lead it off in the 6th inning. Rams leading 7-0, and now Jackson Keene is on the mound, the lefty. That pitch is lined towards short, bobbled and dropped by Castro as he keeps it out towards center field. That's going to be a hit. I don't know why they're saying we love errors. And there's a single. Here comes Tanner Ray. Only a base hit. Castro tried to flop out for it, trying to go airborne and just bobbled it. Good effort, though. Here comes Tanner Ray. Pitch. Ray watches it go inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Seven nothing the score. Rams putting another run on the board in the bottom of the 5th, thanks to Jordan Jackson. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at first. Keene looking around, deals. And the freshman from Raleigh keeps a fastball high. 2 balls, no strikes. On the season for Keene, 6.49 ERA through his 51 1/3 innings pitched, 60 hits, 43 runs, 37 of them earned, 25 walks and 29 strikeouts. That time there's a strike. And the first one, 2 balls, 1 strike to Tanner Ray. He reached on an error by Bailey Castro in the 4th. Sun coming out and in full effect, 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A lefty with a methodical approach as blocker is leading off at first base. Browning covering. Number 25 on the mound. Long kick, 2-2. Popped up. Left side of the infield. Espinal calling for it. And Castro waves him off. So the shortstop makes the catch. Taylor Tibbs to return to home plate. Pitch. Tibbs watches a fastball high. Last time Tibbs was up, he destroyed a double out to left center. Now trying to see if he can do it again with one out. Bluefield State has yet to score a run today. 7-0. 0-1. Lifted down the right field line. That's going to drop in for a base hit and roll all the way towards the corner. Meadows to relay it in. A good job by the freshman right fielder bringing that ball in as now there are runners on the corners. Now William O'Hara returns to the plate. O'Hara walked last time, and that was the last time that Bluefield State looked to try to break into this game. They had bases loaded with 2 outs. Logan Reston came up and lined it right to the second baseman, Jose Perez. 7-0 the score, though, as Keene fires home. Check swing, and it goes right across those Bluefield State letters on the front. Kind of 0-1. Big Blues wearing gray jerseys today, navy blue numbers and letters. Coming set 0-1. Must have been inside. Rams hoping for the double play to get them out of this top of the 6th. They already lead 7-0 though. Looking for a win against Bluefield State. Ball and a strike. Long kick pitch. Ground ball to short. Can't get it on the backhand. Castro and a run comes in to score. That'll be labeled as a hit. Castro, though, having a tough time over there. And now Bluefield State is on the board. Cole Blocker trotting in. Tibbs to second. And O'Hara with an RBI. 7-1 the score. Here comes Logan Riston, the center fielder. Last time lined it straight to Jose Perez. Popped up. Foul territory, first base side. Browning finding it in the air. He'll squeeze to make the catch for out number 2. Flip that lineup card over, Big Blues, to Drew D'Angelo. Another shortstop, 1 for 3. Meanwhile, a courtesy runner brought right back in. It's Rohrer for the catcher, O'Hara. Well, those clouds coming in on the right side don't look very good. They're very dark gray. And there is a lot of them. 2 outs, 2 men on. Pitch. D'Angelo watches it drop low. 7-1 the score.
First up, Drew D'Angelo.
Fastball high and away. And a 2-0. Bluefield State trying to rally. Keene trying to work out. 2-0. Flared out towards right. Meadows charging in. Dives. The freshman makes the catch. Big Blues leave 2 men aboard, and the Rams will go into the dugout leading by 6. It's 7-1. 5.5 in the books. Could be a big play right there for the freshman from Christiansburg. 7-1. Rams lead bottom of the 6th coming up. Bluefield State finds a run at the top of the 6th. Rams lead 7-1 though as Castro takes a first pitch strike. Now on the mound, Brandon Wertcotter, the sophomore from Greer, South Carolina. Standing in at 6 feet and wearing the sunglasses today. 0-1. Fastball high and outside. There's strike 2 though, watching on the corner. So Nick Meadows making a diving catch, robbing a base hit of Drew D'Angelo. As Castro puts it on the ground towards the pitcher's mound, and Wertcotter throws to first in time.
Second baseman, Jose Perez.
Jose Perez returns to the plate. He is 2 for 3, a couple of runs scored for the second baseman. Bluefield State playing in their last regular season game. Down the middle, there's strike 1. Without really a home field, playing in Princeton, West Virginia sometimes, and out in Pikeview. As he flows through that second pitch in the dirt. The ball's 2 strikes. But Jeff Hunter, that is a tough task to try to recruit, but he has been there for over 30 years. Pitch. Slice foul left side, out of play. Playing against a good amount of HBCUs. I think Winston-Salem State. As Perez grounds it through the middle of base hit. Third base hit of the day for Jose Perez, and that is exactly why he's a first-team All-AAC selection. Josh McGee stepping up to the plate with those big clouds rolling in on the right side. Rams lead 7-1. There's the 10th base hit of the day. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch. He watches it go right down Broadway. There's strike 1. Good amount of big Blues fans in attendance. And it's particularly hard to try to find some Bluefield College fans coming today because that was graduation tomorrow. Or yesterday, rather. Breaking ball goes inside. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first for Bluefield. Cotter looking over his shoulder and steps off as McGee calls time. Had the Rammies last week, and Bluefield Rams baseball in full effect. 1-1, Perez going, pitch outside. There's going to be no throw from O'Hara as Perez basically belly flopped on top of the bag. There's a stolen base for the young man from Puerto Rico. For Jose Perez, that is swipe bag number 14 on the season. And then Jordan Ackerman, the only players with over 10. That pitch goes outside. Anyway, about the Rammies. Good night. A lot of Bluefield College athletes in attendance, all dressed up. Athlete of the year went to Joel Delgado, the senior midfielder for Bluefield Soccer. That ground ball is served through the 5-6 hole, a base hit. Gobbled up out there by Ray, and Perez will stay at third base. McGee, meanwhile, racing into second. And Bluefield State playing with no urgency, and Josh McGee is able to get into second base. He's on with a single and advance on the throw. Wasn't a great throw by Ray. It basically rolled in. That'll send up Austin Browning.
First baseman, Austin Browning.
Pitch. Browning watches it go outside and low. Couple of RBIs today. He's 0 for 3, though. 2 runners in scoring position. Rams already leading 7-1, bottom of the 6th. 1-0. Popped up shallow left center. Going back to Angelo. He's called off by Ray. Catch is made by the left fielder. He'll just stride it in towards the infield. Anyway, going back to the Rammies, got to look at that highlight video we have on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It looks like it's on the right side of your screen if you're watching without the screen being maximized here. Now it's 20 minutes, but give that a watch, especially if you're a baseball fan right there in the last 2 minutes. It's all softball and baseball. Athletes really seem to enjoy that. A lot of coverage on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Jordan Jackson off of a home run takes a first pitch outside, called a strike. And by the looks of it, folks, I'll be surprised if we get through the next 30 minutes without any rain. Pitch. 0-1, another breaking ball in the outside corner, sort of a dinner plan strike zone. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 men on for Bluefield. Both in scoring position, only Force is at first base. Fastball grooved outside. Pitch. Poked on the right side and snared on the backhand by the second baseman Tibbs. Rams leave 2 runners in scoring position, still enjoying a confident lead though. It's 7-1. 6 innings complete at Bowen Field in the battle of the Bluefields, and the Rams look good. Rams bringing in yet another pitcher headed to the 7th inning. Bluefield leads 7-1. Edgar Reyes, one of the more dependable relievers in the backstretch for the Rams, and a senior from Nevada. Comes Peyton Durham, the first baseman. 1 for 3 on the day. A single, reached on an error, and also flew out to right. Righty to lefty matchup, first pitch. Skips in the dirt. It'll be Durham, Brandon, and Moxie. Count at 1-0, Edgar Reyes. One of the big guys for Bluefield. Swing and a miss. He pitched in a midweek game that only went an hour and 28 minutes. Now, mind you, that was 7 innings, but still, for Edgar Reyes, he flew through it. A decent season. 1-1. Just a bit outside. There's 2 balls, 1 strike. Reyes with a 4.45 ERA. 32 1/3 innings pitched to go with that 3-3 win-loss record. 32 hits, 19 runs, 16 earned, 11 walks, and 25 strikeouts. Opponent's only hitting .262 against him. Steps in, 2-1. High fly ball lifted out to right center field. Ackerman racing, dives off his glove and into the warning track. Kicked around by Meadows. Here comes Durham on his way to third, and he is in with a triple. So Ackerman took a big risk there trying to lay out and snare that ball. And that's something you can do, especially with a 6-run lead. And now Durham has a triple. Here comes Tanner Brandon. Well hit ball. In the top end of the lineup, see if Bluefield State can do anything here. Reyes now working from the stretch. Runner on the hot corner. The pitch popped up, and that'll get out of here in a hurry. Foul. No balls, 1 strike. And Ackerman has made a decent amount of plays like that. He had a ton of ground to cover. That ball was zooming fast. 0-1, Reyes deals. Another well-hit ball out to center field. Ackerman gliding back will make the catch. That'll be enough to score the 2nd run for the Big Blues. Now the base path's cleared. Tanner Brandon with a fly out to center for a sacrifice. Well, the wind's still blowing out towards left field. Here's Kayvon Moxie. Got an 0-1, or rather, says that on the scoreboard. Moxie hasn't seen a pitch yet from Reyes. Deal. Fastball high. So Bluefield State starting to heat up. They've scored a run in the past 2 innings. Just on 6 hits. Pitch. Moxie steps in and watches a fastball go high. Big Blues with a 17-19 record. Rams just a game above 500 themselves. 2-1. Lobbed in, and he takes a big cut and a miss at the changeup. Well, it looks like we might miss some precipitation here. Usually I have a teller, especially at Bowen Field. 2-2. Grounder sharply hit on a bounce right over Bailey Castro. Another base hit, and Moxie rounds first. He'll stay there. Runner at first with just 1 out. Anyway, the teller, usually you can see the rain rolling off the mountainside on the right field end, right behind that right field foul pole near the Bluefield bullpen. And before we had plexiglass windows in here, it was just an open window. So when you're calling games for the Bluefield Blue Jays, the rain comes in at such an instant, and you can see it just peppering the mountainside. So you have about 30 seconds to board up everything, or else all your equipment's going to be wet. Don't see that yet. Here's Cole Blocker. 1 out, pick off, tag. Not in time, that was close. Assistant coach for Bluefield State really not yelling back in time. It's a big lead at first base for Moxie, who's now replaced by a new runner. Another liner into the 5-6 hole, a base hit. And they are tagging on Edgar Reyes here. 7-2 still the score, but Reyes trying to find 2 outs. Send this one into stretch time.
Left fielder Tanner Reyes.
By the way, that base runner, Luis Ojeda. And now Thomas Huddleston will walk out towards the mound. Edgar Reyes, not a guy that usually struggles, but Bluefield State starting to see these fastballs and wait on the changeups. And finally finding some lift today. We haven't seen that really from either team with the exception of the home run hit by Jordan Jackson. Huddleston's just going to talk this one over with Jackson and Reyes, 2 runners aboard for the Big Blues. And the pitching coach in his first year coming from small town in Tennessee goes right back into the dugout. Espinal playing even with the bag at third, and Tanner Reyes steps to the plate. Pitch. Reyes slices it back foul. Well, the left fielder today, he's 0 for 3, flew out to center field to Jordan Ackerman. Put a ball on the ground that Bailey Castro just couldn't handle, and also popped up to the shortstop as well. Has 2 runners aboard, though, Ojeda as well as Cole Blocker. Down at 0-1. Reyes with a pickoff, and now in a rundown. Ojeda getting this one all mixed up, stumbling there. Perez said he laid down the tag, and he did. Meanwhile, the runner able to advance to second base. So that was just a bonkers play there for Bluefield State. A good job by Edgar Reyes to be cognizant of that base runner. And Ojeda is going to go all the way into the dugout. And Perez a lot faster. Didn't even have to throw it to Espinal. Just tracked him down and laid the tag down. Meanwhile, Blocker advances to second on the play. Pitch. Lackadaisical swing and a miss. There's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. 7-2. Rams lead by 5. Top of the 7th. Perez with a solid couple of pickoff moves we've seen. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Leaves a runner aboard, but Big Blues do score on 3 hits and no errors. 7-2 the score. Stretch time in Bluefield. Rams lead by 5. After the fan rendition of the old ball game song, or Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Oscar Torres watches that one for his strike. Romero Cartwright on the mound, the senior from the Bahamas. Rams lead 7-2. Breaking pitch outside and low. Battle of the Bluefields. Oscar Torres looking for another base hit today. Both teams just showcasing their bullpen. As Cartwright buries a fastball low and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Poppers up. Torres strides in and lets it bounce low. Some fans making their way under the awning in case there is some sort of precipitation today. Haven't seen any. At least in the ball game. 3-1. Fastball high. There's ball 4, and Cartwright's day starts up with a base on balls.
Center fielder, Ackerman.
Now Ackerman steps to the plate trying to find his first base hit. Last time he hit into a double play. Hit the ball on a frozen rope straight to blocker at third, who threw it to first. Torres was well off. And the first pitch is a fastball high. 1 ball, no strikes. Rams last scored a run thanks to the home run from Jordan Jackson in the bottom of the 5th. He scored 4 in the bottom of the first, as well as 2 more in the bottom of the second. Well, the next pitch hits the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. When picking up out towards left field, righty to lefty. Cartwright deals. Swing and a miss. Ackerman well out in front. There's strike 2. Rams just finding a way to get some batting practice in this game and looking to be in playing shape before they play in the NCCAA Mid-East Regional soon. 1-2. In the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And look for a way to get to the Christian College World Series, now played in South Carolina this year. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Cartwright advances his first batter of the day, and Torres stays at first. So Ackerman down to a disappointing 0 for 4, but his team still leads by 5, 7-2. Bottom of the 7th, and now looks like there might be a change. They wanted Cartwright to come in, honored right before the game as a senior pitcher. And a pitching change will be made. So that's it for Cartwright. He allows 1 walk and gets a strikeout. Have to see if Torres comes around to score. And if he does, that will complete his line. New pitcher in now for Bluefield State. Looks like it's number 13, Brandon Chandler. So Chandler, the righty, will warm up. And we will take a break. 7-2 Rams lead, bottom of the 7th. Merrill Cartwright's day is done after he faces just 2 batters. Tip of the cap to the senior, and Marcus Aspinall faces off against Brandon Chandler. Runner at first, Rams lead by 5. It's 7-2. Bottom of the 7th with 1 out and a runner at first base. 0-1. Popped up, shallow right. Brandon jogging in. He'll make the catch in the gray sky. 2 outs. Bluefield certainly has slowed down since those first 2 innings. Bluefield State putting Munovich to start this game, and then after those first 2 innings, he found his stride in the third. And a home run for Jordan Jackson, the reason why Bluefield leads by 5 instead of 4 right now. Here's Meadows, fastball high and in. Rams into this game at 23-21, 2 games above 500. And find their 24th win, 1-0. Popped up, left side, out of play, and that'll go right near our press box. Counted 1-1, still ominous skies as the sun is trying to pierce through the gray clouds. You can see the blue sky on the horizon, but very far away. Off and on rains throughout the 2 Virginias. Battle of the Bluefields and a couple of good fans coming out. There's our first raindrop in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rams do have an arm warming up. Edgar Reyes went that last inning, surrendered a run, 2-1. Fastball flaring high, 3 balls, 1 strike. Meadows singled in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. Runner at first and Oscar Torres. He was walked. Pitch. Chandler feeds a fastball that is cracked over the backstop foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes, a full count. Saw a couple of raindrops go right in front of our plexiglass window, but nothing to stop the ball game. Long nod from Chandler. He deals. Chopper on the left side. Fielded by D'Angelo at short. Long throw to first. Not in time. Nick Meadows legs out an infield single, and there are 2 aboard for the Rams. On the left side of the infield for Bluefield State, at least today, the chemistry has not been there. The third baseman and blocker, for lack of a better word, has blocked his shortstop. We're playing a little bit too far over towards the hole. The shortstop was supposed to have that one. 2 men aboard, though, for the Rams. Back to the top of the lineup with Bailey Castro. Line drive, left side foul. So the count at 0-1. Castro singled back in the 1st inning and since then has not gotten on base. Popped up out in right center field. Brandon charges in and makes the catch. Rams leave 2 stranded again, but that is it for the 7th inning. Time riding up for Bluefield State. 7-2, Rams lead. Kyle Harris will pitch for Bluefield now as they lead 7-2 over crosstown rival Bluefield State. Top of the 8th coming up. It was 7-8-9 due up. It'll be Taylor Tibbs, who has singled and doubled today. Harris, the righty, working against the righty. Comes from the belt, the pitch. Fastball high. Rams started Alex Perkins. And you saw Tennant as well as Edgar Reyes and Caleb Newman. Now 5 pitchers for Bluefield today. 0-1 in the dirt. Oh, it's Jackson Keene. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Bluefield State has scored a pair of runs in the past 2 innings. Grounder to short, through the legs of Bailey Castro, and there is another error. 4th one of the day for Bluefield. And it has been tough at short for the young man from San Diego. 4th error of the day. Now a pinch hitter is up for Bluefield State. Kendall Rowland. Coming from Pigeon Forge, he smacks it back foul. Ball's 1 strike. Bluefield State trying to jump on it here. Rams went up 6-0, and that has been a tall hill to climb for the Big Blues to get out of. Down an 0-1, righty to righty. Harris deals. Swing and a miss. These have been some hefty cuts from Rowland. Wow, 5'10 freshman. He swung and brought it down to his knee the past 2 times. Here's with a 5.89 ERA, 3-4 record. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Harris will gallop into the dugout. Here's Logan Riston. Harris going back to the fastball that time. A big runner at first, though. Pitch. Down Broadway, strike 1. I have to wonder why Bluefield State hasn't really tried to roll the dice and steal today. Last time we saw that happen, Ojeda, who was running from Moxie, was picked off by Edgar Reyes. 0-1. In the dirt. Ball and a strike. Bluefield State will get to bat at least 1 more time. I have to wonder if Harris will go for another inning. There is an arm warming up in the bullpen for Bluefield. 1-1. Lifted high out to center field. Ackerman racing back. He'll settle down and make the catch. 2 outs as the runner goes back to first and Tibbs.
First up, Drew.
Here's the pitch. And the shortstop, D'Angelo, watches the fastball go low. Thanks for joining us on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hope you made it out to graduation yesterday. Popped up right over the backstop. Count evens at 1-1 with 2 outs. The Rams able to graduate Jordan Ackerman, Jordan Jackson. One. D'Angelo lets it go outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. D'Angelo singled off of Perkins to start out the game. Since then, a ground out to short, another one to third, and he also flew out to right field as Nick Meadows dove forward and robbed him of a base hit. 2-1 is smacked foul, bouncing off the dugout guard on the first base side. Caleb Wood will pop out of the crouch to go get it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first base, 7-2 lead. Rams hoping to get this out and then move into the bottom of the 8th to get some insurance. Already leading by 5. Got a 2-2. Grounder through the dive of Browning into right field, a base hit. Meadows picks it up. He'll relay it in. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. D'Angelo finds his second hit of the ball game, and Peyton Durham, off of a triple, steps to the plate. 7-2, Rams still lead. Despite 9 hits, Bluefield State is trailing by 5 runs. Now the blue skies coming in. Clouds starting to break up, and for Bluefield State, hoping that that can mean something as far as offensive transition as well. First pitch to the lefty is a fastball high and outside. So Harris started out the inning, a ball dribbled over towards short, struck out O'Hara, or rather struck out the pinch hitter, and Nolan, and then got Riston to fly out. 1-0. Fastball high. And then D'Angelo with a single. So if a run does score here, it'll be unearned. (2-0). Popped up left side. Jackson starting to chase it. And the ball will land on top of the press box. 2 balls, 1 strike. So with a count now at 2-1. Runners on the corners. Pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Two balls, 2 strikes. Can Harris get out of this top of the 8th? Scoreless. Steps off. Two. Fastball flying high, ball 3. Harris trying to bring it right back down. It's a full count to Peyton Durham. Three balls, 2 strikes. Runners on the corners. Payoff from Harris. Smack down the left field line and just going foul. 7-2 the score. Another payoff. Hard hit center field, base hit. Run will score, throw to third. Espinal gets it on the bounce, and the runner slides in safely. So D'Angelo goes from first to third, an RBI single from Peyton Durham, and now it is 7-3. Unearned run because of that error by Castro, and Durham with an RBI. Here's Tanner Brandon, 0 for 3 with a sacrifice out to center his last time. Pitch. Brandon watches the fastball across his knees. Strike 1. 22 combined hits in this one. 6 combined errors. You can expect that with so many pitchers being brought out. That one is popped up and it'll sky out of here, right side. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Play resumed. Harris working out. Kick 0-2. Sliced right side out of play. Both of these teams playing in a non-conference game, which with the scope of it doesn't mean a lot to their actual season. Well, Bluefield State hoping to get into their conference tournament. Rams already missed that, but trying to move into the NCCAA regional. 0-2. Fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Whoever that fan is over there, it sounds like she's on the log flume at Busch Gardens every time a foul ball is hit. 0-2. Popped up again. There it's foul. So for Tanner Brandon, 0 for 3. Struck out swinging in the 5th. Harris trying to do the same. Already has him in an 0-2 hole. Pitch. Ground ball to short. Diving Castro, bobbled again. A run scores. And that was tough for Bailey Castro trying to dive through it. And there is an error. E6. It won't be an RBI, but D'Angelo comes in to score. It's 7-4. And all of a sudden, Bluefield State is right back into this one. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a new batter in. Swing and a miss. Seth Meadows from Princeton, West Virginia, the freshman. Standing in at a pretty lanky 6'2". Spread out stance, the 0-1. Chopper towards short. Castro handles it. Underhand to Perez, and the inning is finally over. 2-run score, though, off of 2 errors and 2 base hits. 1 man left on. 7-4, Bluefield back in the bottom of the 8th as Bluefield State is back into this one. Just a 3-run lead for the Rams. Welcome back, everybody. Jose Perez leads it off as the Rams are only up by 3 now, bottom of the 8th inning. And Chandler with a slow kick fires the pitch right down Broadway, strike 1. Perez with a 3-hit ball game. The pitch has been outside. The bottom of the 8th, Rams hoping for a little bit more insurance. Kyle Harris led up 2 runs unearned in the top of the 8th. Chandler with the slow leg kick as that one is popped up shallow left. Going back to find it, Ray will step into the ball and make the catch for out number 1. Bluefield State now, they've scored 4 unanswered.
Left fielder Josh McGee.
Rams led at 1.7-0. That was after the home run from Jordan Jackson at the bottom of the 5th to lead it off. And then 4 unanswered. McGee fouls it off his body, left side. Counted 0-1. McGee has had a couple of base hits today. Not really the big ones we expect from Josh McGee, but Bluefield will take it as one of those times he did score. Chandler delivers. Fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, it has been fun doing these games. Here at Bowen Field, Rams playing in a beautiful ballpark. And now we're seeing that splendor here. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. O'Hara will wait a long time to throw it to first, and he eventually does. Or rather, that's Kendall rolling. Either way, that took a glacial pace. 2 outs. Now, possibly another pitching change. Looking in towards the bullpen, Jeff Hunter. At the bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, nobody on. And that will be it for Chandler, and a new pitcher brought in. Looks like it's going to be Tanner Hill. And that is it for Chandler. Hill's trying to silence Bluefield on the bottom of the 8th. 7-4 Rams with 2 outs and nobody on. Austin Browning to lead it off, and a new pitcher in. It's Tanner Hill, senior from Snow Hills, North Carolina rather. It's Austin Browning watches a first pitch strike right across those Bluefield letters. Count is 0-1, 7-4 the score. Bluefield State has scored 4 unanswered, and the Rams are trying to find insurance in the bottom of the 8th. So far, nothing yet. 0-1. Grounder hit over to short, backhanded stab by D'Angelo, throw to first, and that is it for the bottom of the 8th. 3 up, 3 down go the Rams. Bluefield State trying to come back when we come back. Top of the 9th, Rams trying to anchor this one out. And the Battle of the Bluefields on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back, top of the ninth, everybody. First pitch from Conklin, a fastball inside, and that plunks Cole Blocker. 7-4 the score. And for Bluefield State, that might be a chance at hope there. Blocker on. Tanner Ray stepping to the plate. And now it looks like a new batter in. That will be Carson Thigpen, junior from Laverne, Tennessee. Jeff Hunter just trying to get everybody in today. Hunter at first base. Conklin, one of the more reliable relievers. Fastball right down Broadway. There's strike one. Conklin with a 6.75 ERA. He does have the team's lone save on the year. Pitch. Behind him. Runner moves to second base, and Conklin, this does not look good so far. "20 strikeouts with 11 walks. He's worked 22 1/3, 30 hits, 24 runs, 17 of them earned. Big man from North Carolina. Up in Greenville, right there where ECU is. Runner at second now. The count at 1-1. Pitch. Thigpen strides into it, but watches it go for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes as the sun starts to poke out. 7-4, top of the ninth. 1-2. Fastball high. And now there are 2 balls, 2 strikes. 7-4, 22 hits, 7 combined errors. Not a lot of shutdown pitching in this one. Conklin looking around, he deals. Fastball a bit outside. There's ball 3, a full count. Runner at second and possibly the tying run on deck. That's if Thigpen gets on here. Payoff. Inside and low. Ball 4. So Blocker is at second, Thigpen at first. And now, once again, it'll be Robert Rohrer. There's been a base runner in this one. And Thomas Huddleston will walk up to the mound. Glad to have you with us, though. Rams trying to find a way to get the next 3 outs without surrendering 3 runs. 2 men aboard already. Now a base runner brought in for Thigpen. It will be number 10, Tyler Mullins. Here comes Rohrer to pinch hit. That's a tying run, 7-4 the score. The opponent trying to win against a Division II opponent. Browning playing in front of the runner at first base. Pitch. Fastball outside. So it's second, it's Blocker. Mullins first, and Conklin struggling to find a strike. 7-4. Score is led by 3, top of the ninth. 1-0. Right down the middle. Hacking in strike. Conklin might have it back. Pitch. Fastball high and away. Pitch. Inside corner, a fastball puts Conklin right back into it. Espinal has been playing even with the bag at third base. There is a chance to bunt here, but I guess the ideology is you want to get that last runner on base to potentially tie it up. Two-two. Just a bit inside, ball 3. So it's a righty-to-lefty matchup. Now the weather has turned perfect. And Bluefield State's trying to cap off this comeback. They've already scored 4 unanswered. The Rams at one point led 7-0. Pitch. Outside, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Blocker to third, Mullins to second, and now at first will be Rohrer. And Mike White has seen just about enough. Pitching change in the works. The freshman Conklin taken out and a new man brought in right after this. Bases loaded, no outs, top of the 9th. Rams lead by 3. Trey Brooks on the mound right now for Bluefield. Bases loaded, 7-4 the score. A grand slam could give Bluefield State a lead here at the top of the 9th. Bases loaded, no outs. Kendall rolling up to the plate now, the freshman. Pitch. Roland watches a fastball go right across the middle. So everybody on base right now is attributed to Tyler Conklin. Conklin hit blocker. Walked the next 2 batters. 0-1. Ground ball hit on the left side. Castro tosses to second. Perez to first. Scooped out. And there it is. 6-4-3 double play. But they trade a couple of outs for a run. It's 7-5 as Blocker comes in to score. So now here comes Logan Riston, 7-5 the score. Great job there by Perez. And a better job by Austin Browning to dig it out. Fastball high and away. One ball, no strikes. Runner at third base. 1-0. Fastball outside. That's exactly what the Rams needed. That's 1 out away from silencing Bluefield State and getting the bragging rights in the 2 Virginias. Big lead at third for Mullins, though. 2-0. Ground ball sharply hit to third. Espinal Fields throw to first. Stretching catch made by Austin Browning. And Bluefield College wins the Battle of the Bluefield 7-5. Well, Bluefield State scoring 5 unanswered runs in the last 4 innings, but the Rams able to hold on and get the win. So now Bluefield is 24-21 on the year. Bluefield State falls to 17-20. And just like that, the Rams are able to lock it up in the two Virginias. Good, hard-fought ball game between the Big Blues and the Bluefield College Rams. Have to see where Bluefield College plays their next couple of games in the Mid-East Regional. But until then, my name is Bailey Engel, the voice of the Rams, saying so long from Bowen as the Rams win this one 7-5.